Hey guys, so I'm just on the way to my casino. So I was thinking for this YouTube channel, if you go to my videos, you'll see a bunch of videos posted about boxing bets and a bunch of videos posted where I'm playing bullet chess and other forms of chess as well. So I'd like to address both those topics. I'd like to address the chess first. So I remember during COVID, I was listening to some podcasts, and this guy was explaining about how online poker sites need to do a better job of catching cheating, and they need to use better software to catch cheaters. And he was saying how chess.com does a great job with their software catching cheaters, and their site people aren't even playing for money, right? So when I heard that, I was like, oh, chess.com, let me go check that out. I played chess when I was a kid. I remember when I was like 8, 9, and 10, I was like playing chess at school, and I kind of wanted to get back into it. And I didn't really know how to. I remember I used to play chess like on like the MacBook, just like against the computer, and like I would play it. I remember I used to play it on level 3, and I would win more than half the time. And then when I tried to do like level 4, I literally could never beat it. Like I remember I tried once for like 5 hours and like couldn't beat the computer on level 4. So anyways, I've been meaning to get back into chess. I heard about chess.com, so I went and checked it out. I was playing a bunch of chess, and I was finding it fun. But then I came across bullet chess, which I really enjoyed. And I thought it was pretty cool because, well, a few things. I mean, one, I thought bullet chess was cool because, there was three ways to win a match, right? You could either win with your opponent forfeiting, you could win by checkmating, or you could win by your opponent running out of time and you still have one pawn left, right? So it's kind of an interesting idea. Like, so if your opponent has a queen and 2 rooks and you have one pawn and your opponent runs out of time, you win. So it made bullet chess really fun and exciting. And then also with the rating system, I thought it was really interesting. So you start off at an 800 rating, and it matches you up against other guys who are around 800. So if you guys are both rated 800, it's like almost like an even money bet. Whereas when you win, your odds go up maybe 5 points, and if you lose, your odds go down 5 points, right? But then sometimes you'd play guys who are way higher than you, like you'd be 800, you'd play a guy who's like 900, and then sometimes you'd be playing guys who are lower than you. So when you play a guy who's higher than you, essentially they're giving you odds. Like if you win, your points go up by 10, and if you lose, it only goes down like 3. So it's whatever, not exactly those numbers, but that kind of thing. And then the opposite, when you're playing someone who's way worse than you, if you win, your points only go up by a little, but if you lose, they go down a lot. So I thought it was cool, and I really enjoyed too when I was playing how just kind of like how the game works in terms of like, especially with the rating, when you're playing someone who's like way better than you, okay? So let's say maybe early in the game you take the rook, you steal the rook, and all of a sudden you're really excited, like, oh my god, this guy's like, rated 200 points higher than me, and I just stole his rook, like, oh, I'm probably gonna win, like I was expecting to lose, and now I have a huge advantage. And then maybe you get nervous and you choke or something, and it's just like, it adds that like feeling of pressure. And then sometimes there's, a game at the end where you're running out of time and causes you to mess up, or maybe the opposite, you get your opponent trying out of time. So I was just really enjoying it. And like, also on like with chess.com, like I never studied any chess, right? Like I studied when I was like a kid, like I said, 8, 9, 10, 8, 9, 10, I was in those classes or whatever. Yeah, 8, 9, 10 years old in those classes playing chess, having a good time. But I hadn't played any chess since then, pretty much. And I was kind of just developing my own style just from playing. Like I had no desire to read a chess book or do anything like that. I mean, look, with poker, I've like studied a lot. I've read a lot of poker books. So I'm not gonna like, apply that same kind of intense training to something else, right? Like with poker, I'm like intense about it. I'm trying to study, I'm trying to learn, I'm trying to, maximize every edge. With chess, I just like the idea of just like playing, having a good time, but always, trying to win. So my reading started off at 800 on bullet chess, and I was playing a lot, and it would go up about 100 per month. So, after a few months, 7 months, say I got to 1500, and then I like hit that that wall, and then it took me. So then my goal became to get to 1600, and I wasn't sure if I'd even be able to do it, but I was at 1500 for about a year. Or it took me probably more than a year, and I got finally went from 1500 all the way to 1600, and I was really happy about that. So at that point, I kind of thought, all right, I think I'm done. I remember I posted that video actually on my channel, reaching 1600, and I showed you at the end of the video that it had taken me like 20,000 games to get my rating up to 1600. I was pretty happy. And I kind of thought, all right, after that, I was like, I'm done. But then I decided to kind of keep on playing, and then it took me about another year, maybe a year and a half, to get from 1600 to 1700. And that moment was really exciting when I got to 1700. I never thought I would get to have a 1700 rating in bullet chess. I think it took me around 25,000 games. It was kind of interesting too. Like I developed my own style in terms of like most of the games I win by my opponent timing out. So like often I don't go for the checkmate. I just try and set myself up so that I have more time than my opponent, and then just make sure not to mess up at the end, and my opponent's going to run out of time, right? And I mean, it was fun. It's fun too because sometimes you can like also even if your opponent's in the win, you can set your pawns up in a way where you can move your king around the pawn so your opponent can't checkmate you. And I have so many wins where, you know, my opponents definitely had the lead, but they just ran out of time, and it was interesting to play that way. I like it too. Sometimes you can get your opponent tilted where they're constantly asking for rematches. I remember too, actually, when I was playing bullet chess, I had a rating, I think I had a rating of 1,000, and I played some guy, and I guess he probably had about the same rating. I don't know if I was tilted or what, or if he was just much better than me or whatever it was, but he literally beat me 18 times in a row. So he was up 18-0 because we kept rematching. And I mean, I think out of those 18 games, maybe like 3 of them or 4 of them I probably could have won, but I messed it up at the end, you know? But my point is, and then I finally won on the 19th time, and then he puts a rematch, and I'm like, no, I'm just quitting. I just wanted to see how long till I won one. I'm not going to keep playing him, right? But it was funny. I remember my rating probably dropped by like, 100 or 150 points or something by the time I was done all that. And I'm in downtown Montreal right now, and there's so much traffic. Well, there's all this construction going on, so I'm gonna be stuck at. Oh, it's a lot of construction in Montreal. Anyway, it was the same. But yeah, so anyway, what happened was I was playing poker online, and I usually have my iPad with me. So that was another thing too. I was always playing bullet chess on my iPad, and it worked perfectly, right, on the iPad. And so I have my iPad next to me, and I usually have it on my desk, like folded and closed. But for whatever reason, I put it on the chair next to me because there's like 2 chairs with my desk. So I was like sitting on my computer playing, and I had the tablet next to me on the other chair. And then I lost a big pot in poker, and I just kind of like smacked the chair, like on the pillow. And I didn't realize that at the time I actually smacked on the tablet. But whatever, so I just finished playing poker, played poker another hour, whatever it was. And after I grabbed my tablet, I'm like, all right, I'm gonna go play some bullet chess now. I'd always like, unwind, blow off some steam at the end of my session. Then I open my tablet, and I just see the screen's completely like shattered. I'm like, oh, crap. But at the same time, I was a little relieved because I definitely spent like way too much time on my iPad. Like it was one of those things where I feel like your iPad is just like too perfect. It's like a phone is like too small. It's like a TV. Sometimes it's like, you're too far away and it's big. And if you're watching videos on your TV, you have to like type on the remote, which like takes forever. So it's all kind of a hassle. But I feel like an iPad, like the way it was set up, it was just like all like too perfect, and it becomes so easy to waste time. So kind of having my iPad broken, it's kind of a relief because I'm like, all right, now I won't be like so addicted to this thing, and I'll be more productive. And I mean, like at some point I'm sure I'll get it fixed, but right now the screen's broken. I just haven't really touched my iPad in like, I guess since I broke it, which I think was like 6 months ago. But anyways, I enjoyed posting those bullet chess videos, and yeah, maybe I'll get back to it. I know I have some videos that are still on my channel of me playing bullet chess, and it's fun. I've been playing some bullet chess on my phone, but it's actually pretty annoying because the phone's like too small. Not only that, like the corner of my phone, like the top screen part of the screen or whatever, it's like not as like touch sensitive as like the middle, right? So if you're playing bullet chess and then for whatever reason you have your knights or whatever in a corner, and then you try to click it and it won't click fast enough, then it makes you like lose because you like run out of time. So it is pretty tilting to play on my phone. But I think I've gotten my bullet chess rating on my phone because it's like with a different account, right? I don't even know the password on my iPad account. But anyways, I think the bullet chess on my phone I got up to like 1500 or so. Or no, I think I got to 1570 or something, but I don't really play that much. But yeah, so anyways, right now just driving to the casino. I don't know where I was going with all that. Just trying to say how the bullet chess videos. Oh yeah, so the other thing to talk about is my boxing bets. So I was handicapping boxing for a while, and I did pretty well. I was up 20K before I started a YouTube channel, and then I started handicapping bets on my YouTube channel, and I was doing well, but I hadn't had any big bets yet. And then finally I had pretty much 2 big bets in 1 year, which was exciting, but I lost them both, which is like a big problem, and I never really lost big bets before. So the first big bet that I lost was I bet the Ryan Garcia-Gervonta Davis fight to go over 7.5 rounds, and it like literally just went under by like 3 minutes. So that was pretty frustrating. I went under 2 with Ryan Garcia taking a knee. I was frustrated bet 2 because I did get all the best odds and everything. I remember when I made the bet in Vegas, I like bet at Bellagio, and then I went back and I was staying at Caesar's Palace. I wasn't staying at Caesar's Palace, I was staying at the Horseshoe, but it's like a Caesar's entertainment casino, and I noticed their odds were way better. And I only went back to the Bellagio that same day, and they let me cancel my bet. I took the money, went back to the Horseshoe and bet it with the Caesars Palace odds, and I got much better odds. So just in general, I did everything perfect. I remember, I think by the time of the fight, I had like, you know, 5K on the fight to win like whatever. I think it was like the over 7.5. It was like 5K to win 4K. And if I had waited till the day of the fight, it would have been like 5K to win like 2,800. Like that's how much like the odds changed. So I thought I did a pretty good job of timing everything perfectly. Everything was in my favor. And then I lost that bet in the 7th round out of nowhere. It kind of felt like it was out of nowhere, but Gervonta Davis landed that big body shot on Ryan Garcia, and Ryan Garcia quit. But I guess it sounds like he was pretty dehydrated. So I lost that bet, which was frustrating. And then the next big bet I made was Errol Spence against Terence Crawford. And I was pretty confident betting on Errol Spence. I bet 5K on that one as well. And that one too I lost, which I was very shocked with considering the way things went. It was such a dominant one-sided performance. And so that really surprised me, and it kind of definitely shattered my confidence when it comes to betting on boxing. So after that, I stopped my YouTube channel betting on boxing. But I still kind of been paying attention. And what I did is I still do make boxing bets. So since I lost that bet, the last 4 bets I've made, I've won actually. So I bet 4 bets in a row have been, I bet Tommy Fury to beat KSI. I bet Canelo to beat Charlo. I bet Munguia to beat John Ryder. And this past week, I bet Ryan Garcia to beat Devin Haney, and Ryan Garcia was like a 6-1 underdog, so that was a huge bet to win. I didn't bet that much though, because like I said, my confidence has been pretty low, so I only bet like, what I bet? I bet like $50 to win like 300 on Party Poker. But my point is like, also that Ryan Garcia bet, if you go through some of my videos, I know on my YouTube thing, I constantly talk about how if ever Ryan Garcia fights Devin Haney, I'm gonna bet on Ryan Garcia. And it's funny too, is I thought Ryan Garcia would be like a 2-1 underdog if he fought Devin Haney. And by the time of the fight, he was actually a 6-1 underdog. And in my opinion, nothing changed except like the narrative. Because Ryan Garcia lost a fight to Gervonta Davis, where, you know, he was cutting a ton of weight. So I wasn't so surprised that he lost, considering I thought Gervonta Davis was the best of all those fighters. Whereas Devin Haney, definitely in my opinion, lost that fight to Lomachenko, which I thought was pretty bad, considering Lomachenko was a smaller guy. And I still didn't think Devin Haney was that good or anything, even though they gave the decision to Devin Haney. But I mean, you know, it was a Ukrainian fighting against an American. It was in the U.S. So kind of understand that, you know, Devin Haney has all the big fights in the future, considering he's at, you know, what was it? It was a fight at lightweight, and lightweight is like the bottom of Haney's range in terms of what weights he's going to be fighting at, whereas, you know, Lomachenko is near the end of his weight classes. So I wasn't surprised that fight was rigged, but my point was like I didn't think anything changed in terms of who looked better, Devin Haney or Ryan Garcia. And I was always planning to bet Ryan Garcia as a 2-1 underdog. I assumed that's what it would be, and that's what would make sense. And then because of all this dumb narrative stuff and Ryan Garcia acting crazy and all that, the odds ended up being 6-1. And Ryan Garcia was saying that he bet $2 million on himself to win. So he bet $2 million to win $12 million, and he won that as well. So I think that's pretty hilarious. So yeah, going forward, a thing I was actually discussing with my brother about betting on boxing is like when I was younger and I was doing well, you know, I was like, say I was like 25 years old or whatever. Yeah, so that's probably like 25, and I was betting on guys who were like, you know, 30, 35. Whereas now I'm like 35 and I'm betting on guys who are like, you know, 20, 25. And the point is like, I think it's easier to follow like these fighters when you're young and they're like older than you, and it's like interesting. But if you're older than them and they just seem like some stupid young kids, maybe it's like harder to follow them, you know, and like to kind of pay attention and handicap well. So my thinking going forward is I'm gonna just bet, maybe I'll just do the thing where I just bet, you know, $500 every time I have a bet, just bet $500 on that fighter, and, you know, consider $500 one buy-in, and maybe occasionally I'll do a bet where I, you know, bet $1,000, which would be 2 buy-ins, right? But I guess I won't be, you know, have so much swing in my bet sizes, because before, you know, I'd be betting anywhere from $200 on a fight to like 10K on a fight, depending on how confident it was. So I don't really see myself doing that anymore. But I mean, yeah, I guess my point too is maybe like, if you guys want in the comments for me to, should I start up a betting on boxing handicapping, like, you know, channel again? I mean, I feel like I would have to restart it, considering I'm down a lot of money and I just quit after losing those back-to-back 5K bets. I mean, I guess I could restart the thing and be, you know, 0-0 and be betting $500 in every fight and see if I can build up a record or whatever. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, I guess I'll see where things go going forward. getting kind of close to the casino. Trying to think if there's anything else I want to talk about right now. I know there was, but I can't think of it right now. I'm kind of forgetting. But yeah, whatever. Give me 1 second here. Yeah, all right. I mean, anyways, I hope you guys are enjoying this vlog here. Life's been good. Just been chilling out, driving the Continental, grinded online a bunch this week. Off to the casino today to play poker. Oh yeah, also in Montreal, there's like 2 places to play poker. There's the casino, which is, you know, downtown Montreal, and then there's also a poker club, which is in Kanawaki. They're both very good to go to. They're very different though. It's a whole like different vibe, right? I mean, casino, obviously one of the things I like is you're at a casino where, you know, you have roulette, craps, blackjack, so you can have people come from there. Someone can win a lot in roulette and then come to a poker table, right? So I like that idea of just being in a casino atmosphere. And I've always liked the idea of having a poker room in a casino so that they can be playing other games and they can come to the, you know, they can try their luck at poker. I always thought it's like a good idea. At the poker club, it's a different vibe. It's a little more intense. But one of the things that is good about it is because poker is their like main source of income, almost their only source. I think that they do have some slot machines and stuff, but because poker's their like main source of income, the dealers, they're really serious about like dealing as many hands as possible. So it is actually pretty noticeable. So I think at the poker club they deal, maybe if I had to guess, they probably deal around like 28 hands an hour. Whereas at the casino, because they're not motivated and the poker room doesn't really make them any money, right? I think they're probably dealing around like 21 hands an hour. So when you compare 28 hands an hour to like 21 hands an hour, it's a very noticeable difference, especially if, you know, you play for 10 hours. So, they're, like I said, they're both very different. It's very different vibes. Today I'm going casino, but I go back and forth a lot between Kanawaki and the Kanawaki Poker Club and the casino downtown Montreal. And they're both about, you know, they're both about 40-minute drives from my house. So kind of just depends on the mood I'm in. But and one more thing is, oh yeah, so today I have a dinner tonight with family, so I won't be playing for that long. So I have to leave the casino at 4:30, and right now it's about noon. So I mean, whatever. Yeah, hopefully I get to play for at least 4 hours, right? In general, though, when I go to play poker, I like being able to go with, in my head, thinking I can play 12 hours if I feel the need to. So I don't like to go, you know, where I don't have much time to play and I'm going to be forced to leave soon because I just think it's kind of bad in terms of like the mentality to have to think like, oh, this might be the only chance I get. Like, say you get a big hand, you're like, oh, I can't stay for long. This might be my only chance to win a big pot. You don't want to like have that mentality. Or if you lose a pot and you don't really get the chance to win it back because you have to leave soon. But anyways, I went last Friday. I won money. I hadn't gone in 5 months. When last Friday I won, so I'm going this Friday. Hopefully I can win again. And just, you know, get back in the habit of playing live. You know, at this point I've just been playing a lot of online, and I've been doing a little bit of Uber at night. So I'm going to get back into trying to do a weekly live grind every Friday. And so yeah, hopefully things go well. That's all for today. I'll let you guys know in the comments how my session goes. And all right, that's all. See you guys.